And it's live right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, the forwards are Hayward and Favors. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
The kick out to Wall. Just 5 to shoot. From the wing. And the shot falls short this time.
And for the last 3 seasons, what a talented young backcourt John Wall and Bradley Beal have become. Wall drafted first overall, Beal third in different drafts. A little lottery luck, if you will, and great scouting of these two.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. Jazz passing it around. And Favors kicks to Hayward. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Clark getting back to Wall and Beal. They really complemented each other perfectly over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, you look at some of the great backcourts of any age over that time, and Wall and Beal right there with them. And it's good to be so young and talented, that's for sure.
And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good.
And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But really impressive, his shooting percentages. But really impressive, his shooting percentages were way, way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development.
He kicks to Matt. The Jazz need to get off a shot here.
Derek Favors.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
You know, on the topic of whether Hayward is a true max prospect, he did some things last year to at least argue that he is. He was stronger, a lot more aggressive going to the rim. His defense improved, too. He'll need another year of development like that to silence the doubters.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Nene, he's checked in for Gortat. Dudley comes in for Markieff Morris. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. And Sessions kicks to Thornton. Here's Beal. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
2 points.
Burks' shot is good.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Here's Exum. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Bradley Beal. Booker, he's checked in for Utah. Joe Ingles comes in for Rodney Hood.
And how about the grasp they had on the game plan for this one?
You know, I know it's early, but I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say we could be headed for a blowout unless something dramatically changes and fast.
And no doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
Exum kicks to Booker. Here's Burks. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Utah out in front. They're up by 10. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Jazz.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
So on the floor for Utah. Booker out there with Gobert. Then it's Exum, and it's Ingles in the 3.
Boy, I tell you, I thought the Jazz had a big year last season, looked much tougher than before. A big part of that is how Coach Quinn Snyder helped the team grow. I mean, he looked like a perfect fit in his first year with the franchise.
The Wizards making a switch here. Porter's checked in. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Trevor Booker. Hayward comes in for Joe Ingles. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Exum. Porter outside. The shot is off. And Utah the other way now. We were mentioning the Jazz, and they grew last year under Coach Quinn Snyder in his first year. You know, Greg, he did the same thing with teams when he was a coach in the D-League.
That's a great point, Kevin. And beyond the growth that the Jazz showed, I think everyone in Utah was pleased with the style of play. I mean, Coach Snyder's got the team back to playing hard defense and really grinding out wins.
That's his first personal foul.
Otto Porter, hailing from a family of basketball players. His mom, All-State in '85. His 3 uncles won state titles. Deep basketball roots.
And how about the fact several of his cousins also won state championships, although Otto is the only one in the family to reach the NBA.
Bradley Beal's checked in for Washington. Wall comes in for Sessions. So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
You know, getting back to Otto Porter's basketball family, it really prepped him to compete. Your family is the first place you learn to navigate and win battles in competition. And that goes for sports and life. All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Now here's Wall. The feed to Beal. And Wall. Here we go now. And the rejection by Favors. And that one's good by Gortat.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Yes,
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
And so it's Washington with it, following the bucket by the Jazz. The kick out to Wall. Porter passes to Beal. Shoots. It's deflected. They get it back. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Washington making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Gortat. Dudley comes in for Markieff Morris. And it's Thornton in for Otto Porter Jr. Then for the Jazz, Miles checked in for Favors. And it's Burks in for Shelvin Mack. And here we go. Washington fast break.
And talking about Porter, he certainly has worked hard to improve upon his weaknesses. That's a trait that's often instilled in a man at a young age. And he's not an explosive athlete, but his motor and want to compensate for that.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Trevor Booker comes in for Rudy Gobert. And it's Dante Exum in for Gordon Hayward.
Trevor Booker.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Outside for Thornton. From deep, Wall. No good. And Utah the other way now.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
To the paint. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Rodney Hood. Wizards trailed by 16. On the wing, Thornton. Pass to Dudley. Outside, Wall.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
John Wall.
And guys, there was a time where people wondered if John Wall could be a team leader. Well, that question has been answered and then some. Unquestioned leader of the Wizards.
Exum dishes to Burks. Pass to Wiles. Got it. Nice one there from Exum.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
No one near Wall as he lets it go. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range, trading blows from behind the arc.
Out to the right wing. Burks can't get it to go. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession.
Utah ball.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Shoots the three. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Jazz lead by 13. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
Take a look at what John Wall's done. He has 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Markieff Morris is out there with Otto Porter Jr. And it's Gortat in at the center. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
Rodney Hood. For three.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Porter kicks to Morris. 6 on the shot clock. Utah with the rebound.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup. Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Rodney Hood.
And one thing about Gordon Hayward, he's an excellent playmaker for a small forward. Averaged over 4 assists a game after averaging over 5 the year before. So you've got to love a scorer who is also unselfish.
Wizards trail by 20. Here's Wall. And he banks in the layup. Wall's got 11 points.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Here's Hood. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up.
Getting back to Hayward, the one area where you'd like to see him improve, taking care of the basketball. Averages nearly 3 turnovers a game the past couple of years.
And, Kevin, he's made a concerted effort to be more aggressive on offense while being more efficient as well. So he's got to balance those two, aggression and efficiency.
Substitution on the court.
Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Bradley Beal. And Utah also making a switch. Exum, he's checked in for Mack. Down low. It's deflected. Out to the right wing. Nice ball movement by Utah. Clock at 6. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. They recover it. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Hayward.
2 points.
And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
And that one's good.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Well, what a second half of the season it was for the Jazz. After the All-Star break, they went on a rampage.
And the catalyst for that was the defense. I mean, very few opponents got to triple digits against the Jazz after the All-Star break.
And stolen by Favors. Now here's Hayward. He's got 13. Gobert, the pass to Favors. Takes it from 10. Exum's shot is off.
And for the Jazz and their defense post All-Star break, it helped them in their big second half run. How about a 422 field goal percentage against after the break?
Now here's Wall. After Gordon Hayward's miss. But they get it back.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And the basket good.
What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
Yeah, something's got to change. A double team, maybe a substitution, but this is getting out of hand.
Gordon Hayward.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Jazz, huh? Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Utah's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the 4th quarter. So here's Burks for 3. And that one's good. Burks has got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for Utah. Sessions dishes to Hickson. Anderson kicks to Nene. Sessions. No good with the triple. Nato. The rebound by Anderson.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that one.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot.
Here's Lyles. He's covered by Sessions. And the call will be against Allen Anderson. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Straight frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions, a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball. No way to mess that one up, Kevin. I mean, he powered it down with both hands.
Not this guy. He is a superb finisher.
And when he gets near the hoop, guys, he is a tour de force.
Nene, the pass to Temple. Right wing. Dixon kicks to Temple. From deep. And another miss by Washington. Utah's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. Burks' shot is good.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Washington's offense last year looked solid on paper, but in reality, it was much tougher to defend against. They could hurt you in a number of ways.
And the Wizards, Kevin, could get you in transition, but they could also, as you mentioned, they could get you with their half-court sets. Top 10 in field goal percentage as well as 3-point percentage last season.
And, you know, for the Wizards, it wasn't just how they scored, but who scored. I mean, they ended the season with all 5 starters averaging double-digit points, and that's a rarity.
Sessions, no good.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
And thinking back to the Wizards having all of their starting 5 scoring in double digits last year, those are the kinds of teams that coaches hate to plan against. Any given night, one of them can step up and hurt you, and you just couldn't plan for where their points were going to come from.
And the Jazz pushing it up now.
2 points.
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far to say, Clark, that was a punctuation dunk. Huh?
I can feel that.
Sending a message.
How about,
sir.
guys, that's one of those dunks that you probably want in your career highlight reel.
Shot clock at 6. Deep 2 from Anderson. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Burks kicks to Ingles. Fires for three.
Alec Burks.
The Wizards have
It'll be a turnover.
gone 0 of 6 in the fourth quarter. A disastrous start to the period.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Jazz.
Sheldon Mack.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment to
Well,
him.
you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Gordon Hayward. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team. Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Temple can't get it to go. Right wing. Nato. Rebound by the Wizards. Here's Temple.
Out of bounds. Jazz ball.
And out of bounds as Utah gains possession.
And that's just another mistake. I mean, they've got it on autopilot and they look totally dejected.
Can't connect. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.